He's so dramatic on the whole thing. We are back at Benzinga 2023 April here in Miami with our next guests here on MITA Unshackled. Once again, Dimitri Downing with co-host
George Stantchev, Purified, faster, better, safer extraction.
He's the intellectual part of this podcast. I'm just the comic relief. But we are at MITA Unshackled. We have another couple of great guests that we found wandering around the halls of Benzinga. It's like a who's who of the cannabis industry here. So we have Mariana Larrea. Did I say that right?
Yes.
And Lorena. Of course, there's only one Lorena. Everybody knows her after 10 years in the cannabis industry. From CannabiSalud and the Tulum Experience, which are fantastic. It's a fantastic conference, especially if you want to get to know what's going on in Mexico. But let me have them tell you about it. I'm going to first have them introduce themselves. Then we're going to talk about the project and what's going on. So first, why don't you start, Mariana? You can tell a little bit about your history, who you are, and how you got involved in cannabis.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you very much for this invitation. I am really happy to tell you about CannabiSalud, about this experience in Umay. And well, my name is Mariana Larrea. I'm a cannabis attorney. I've been working in the cannabis industry in Mexico since 2016 when everything started. Before being a cannabis attorney, I am a pharmaceutical life sciences attorney. So I assist my clients with food, cosmetic, all these kind of products which are related in this industry. And right now, I am leading the first hemp real estate development in Mexico. And the reason of this project is because we are showing three important things. Number one, hemp and cannabis industry are legal and are current in Mexico. Number two, the government needs to understand these kinds of model business which are legal. And number three, each time we sell, we educate. And only education will finish with the stigma in Mexico and in the world, right?
So let's get into the Tulum Experience in a second here. But first, I want to touch on the current status of things in Mexico. You're an attorney in Mexico. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're also I know you're doing this Tulum Experience, and that's great. But if people want to learn about Mexico and what's happening regulatory-wise, license-wise, legal-wise, you're like a phone call away.
Yes.
Do you do some of that as well for...
Yes. I have my independent practice, MLA Consulting Boutique, and in this place, I advise my clients for bringing their business into Mexico, and also to kind of protect this business, right? Because all the investment needs to be protected in a business and in an industry which is stigmatized in Mexico. So the first thing, if you want to come into the Mexican market, you need to have an attorney which protects you and your investment in Mexico.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that. It's important people know who you are and what you're available for. Lorena is my personal go-to Mexico everything. So that's okay. Let me introduce Lorena.
Please.
Introduce yourself to the audience. You have a long, young history in cannabis. But let's talk about your history in cannabis, then we'll get into CannabiSalud.
Right. Well, thank you for inviting us. Mariana, she's my really good friend, and we are also partners in the consulting area. I've been in this industry not 20 years, but 9 years. 9 years in the industry. I started in Colorado, and then I started, paving my way back to Mexico, where my heart is. I'm from Chihuahua, Mexico, and I am based in Mexico City right now. I have been doing consulting for some time now, external advisor at the Congress with different legislators.
And you're always on those podcasts with all those important people.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've been there for now 2 presidents. Peña Nieto and now Andrés Manuel, who's about to leave in less than a year, and then next one, and we're still here trying to push for regulations, legislations. We have a medical law already in place. We have people now able to grow their own plants, personal consumption, and hemp is starting, its way, which is going to be one of the main industries in our country. And of course, waiting for the regulation on the recreational market, which hopefully happens soon. But yeah, I'm very involved in lobbying. Consulting, and I am the co-founder and CEO at CannabiSalud right now, which is this international cannabis summit taking place in Mexico since 2017. So we are very proud to say that we are the conference, the cannabis conference in Mexico, medical conference and business and investment summit in Cancun.
So, first of all, it's great to have both of you because this gives people a resource. Like, okay, if you need something in Mexico, you call these ladies. They're experts and they're tied to everyone in Mexico. And personally, I've been to CannabiSalud a couple of times, and I know that it's like one of the go-to places if you want to learn about what's happening in the Mexican regulatory structure / emerging market.
Yeah.
And eventually, I imagine probably be all of Latin America.
Right.
Because that's just how things work 5-10
Yes.
years from now. So, it's a great business investment summit to keep abreast. Is that the word? Apprised of things? What's the word there? Aware of what's going on. I'm losing my English here now. I'm trying to think in Spanish.
Do it in Spanish.
No, but so it's a fantastic conference. How many years has it been going?
So 2017 was the first one, and we started as a medical cannabis summit. 2017, 18, and 19 was only medical. 2020 pandemic, we had to take a break. 2021, that's when we decided to do a business and investment summit as well, and we took that to Cancun, and it was a great success. You were there, and now we are coming back to Cancun. Next year, 2024, we'll have both of them, the medical and the business and investment. But this one is coming up, Business and Investment Summit, June 14th to the 16th in Cancun. It's an all-inclusive resort. 3 days of a lot of fun and, of course, very meaningful connections. It's an intimate event for 300, 250 people at the most because we try to make a very successful networking. We try for you to leave that place knowing at least 80% of the attendees.
Right. And sorry, go ahead.
Who can really attend in this conference? I heard growing is legal, but what else is legal? Does processing legal? Does import legal? And what exactly? And how that, like I also heard medical marijuana. Is that, how legal is that? I know that the full track with coffee priest is long, and of course you need a good attorney to pave the way.
Yeah, definitely you need a Mariana in your life if you want to do something in Mexico, for sure. But we have a law for medical cannabis since 2017, and the regulation of the law was published until 2021. So products with less than 1% THC are considered non-psychoactive, and we have different categories for that, which are supplements, food and beverages, and cosmetics. And then above 1% THC, well, that's considered a pharmaceutical, a medicine. So you have to go through other types of regulations because our Mexican FDA, COFEPRIS, it's obviously involved. We have a federal law.
How tough is to get one of those?
So the question is not what tough. The question real is what is happening that since 2017 we have in the law the legalization of medical cannabis, and we have in 2021 one documented regulations for this industry, and the industry, it is not coming. What is happening? So it is not about COFEPRIS if it is hard or not hard. In COFEPRIS you only need to comply with the requirements and with the rules, because at the end this is a drug or a medical device, the one you want to go and register, right?
Yes.
The problem is that the stigma is really hard, even though we have a law and regulations, and we are asking for companies to take this real good opportunity and to be one of the first ones in our country registering these kind of drugs, medical devices, clinical research, and everything, right? So that the message here is medical cannabis in Mexico is legal, guys. You need an attorney, and you need to come to CannabiSalud.
Yes, that's
in order
good
to
segue.
Because when you come to CannabiSalud, then you are going to meet the people who
Right.
has been working for this industry by years, and that will be a team with you and lead all these companies to come into the Mexican market. So
Trustable.
Yeah.
Okay.
trustable people and companies. That's what CannabiSalud does.
Transparent,
Bring-
accountable people who aren't afraid to show
So
themselves.
brands,
Exactly.
And so
people that were successful in the United States and Europe.
and I'm glad you got into some of the nuances of how the laws and regulations work. You guys are both tremendous expert. Everybody needs a Lorena and a Mariana in their life, not just a Mariana, and a George too. But when you go to CannabiSalud, you sit down for 2-3 days and you talk to people like them. And you invite all kinds of other consultants and lawyers as well,
Right.
which is great. That's very inclusive of you guys. And so you sit down and you learn all these nuances as to exactly where things are at and exactly the path that you or your company might one day want to participate in. And you can start tracking them and just go to CannabiSalud every year. And as they change, the experts will be there and you will evolve with the, with the knowledge that you acquire there. That's kind of the model, right?
Yeah, and you will learn also the experience of people who is in CannabiSalud, and that is the important part, right? Not starting from zero. You can start from an event who is going to offer you not only information, because we're going to have a lot training in the event, not only education, not only information, not only connections, but also people that will want to invest with you in the Mexican market.
I mean, you guys are amazing. I wish I could just hang out with you guys for the rest of my life. I'm just kidding, just for a few hours, just so I can gather your knowledge. But you got to come to CannabiSalud so you can go to all the workshops and talk to all the people and all the seminars and listen to them about their experience and from other individuals like yourself, so you
Right.
can really, really start to understand Mexico. And it will be
And not only Mexico, we bring people from Latin America. This year we have the Minister of Belize joining us. He's going to be speaking about their upcoming regulation for all uses of cannabis. I know it's a small country, but it's our neighbor. And for us, it's very important to team up with all the countries in Central America because it has always been the way through Mexico and the United States and North America. So we are bringing representatives from Colombia, from Peru, from Argentina, Ecuador, Brazil, one representative for each country where they already have laws and regulations.
Oh, wow.
So we can keep them on the map, because they're doing amazing things. And it seems sometimes that North America, it's so far from knowing what's really happening there. And we know that things are getting very difficult in the U.S. because of the lack of federal laws and high taxes and all these things that we see, companies struggling and investors keep looking here when there's so much out there, so many opportunities out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, Mexico is going to be an amazing market. The whole Latin American market's going to be tremendous, and cultivation should be coming from our southern neighbors, just like tomatoes do. And regulations,
Like back in the day.
regulations, laws are back in the day. That's true. That's still a little bit, mostly oil though now. Just forget it. I remember, I love to tell you a story about the first time a U.S. attorney called me about people backpacking oil like 5 years ago. It's not important, because I used to work in that field. But and they were asking how much weight, because the federal laws don't address oil, but they're just on pounds. So they were trying to decide what to charge them with. So they called me and they said how much we have 9 gallons of oil that these guys are carrying on their back. I'm like, they're like, how much weight is that? And I'm like, I have no idea. I had to call George, but they end up charging with like 300 pounds. Doesn't matter.
40 liters.
Yeah, doesn't matter. The point is, there's a big commercial future in Mexico and Latin America, and you need to start getting somebody in your organization, your enterprise, needs to keep track. Any responsible large-scale company should be keeping track of what's happening in Mexico and Latin America, and be sending one person to your conference to interact with all the players and
Correct.
gather knowledge.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
no-brainer. There should be somebody
Yeah.
from every major organization that sees itself as a national, international player long-term coming to your conference every year, once a year, just to garner whatever knowledge and changes have happened,
Correct.
year to year. And that's what should be happening.
Definitely. And you're going to have a good time. It's an all-inclusive
That's a good
resort.
time, too.
Great time.
You know, it's beautiful. You cannot have a bad time in Cancun, right?
Yeah.
So
I should start thinking about having a good time. I never have a good time. I'm always just trying to help people.
thanks.
So, but you have this other project that's tied into CannabiSalud because people will be able to tour it during CannabiSalud.
Yeah.
But it's open now. It's for sale now. It's
Yeah.
available now.
Yes.
Let's talk about what the Tulum experience is.
So after CannabiSalud on the morning of the 17th, the vans are going to be waiting for us to take us to a one Tulum day experience.
So
So
this-
this means,
So this provides a unique opportunity to tour the Tulum experience, which is on sale now.
and also this means that when you pay the experience, which is $510, this will be including the reserve of one lot. So
Oh, we have the lots too.
yeah, so
Think about-
so the package is the reserve of one lot, because when you want to buy a lot, you need to reserve it. So it is including the reserve, the transportation, the night in the hotel, the workshop with hemp. We're going to have a cannabis dinner with a cannabis ceremony, Maya ceremony in a temazcal, and we're going to
Oh,
have
wow. That's kind of cool.
Yes, and during the dinner, we're going to have a little conference of the owner of the company who will explain about this project. We're going to give really good offers that night for these clients in this event for acquiring their lot of land with a really good offer. So it is
What
only
is this lot about? Tell us.
Okay,
What's
so-
it's a residential project, right?
Yeah, so what are we doing? We're going to build the first hemp living community in Mexico. This is 17 miles away from downtown Tulum.
Okay.
And the reason of this is because we want to offer you exclusivity. Right now, Tulum is so crowded. Nowadays, is really full of people. Tourism is the most international city in Mexico. So we want to offer our clients this exclusive place in the middle of the jungle where they are going to have their proper sanctuary to build your house, your Airbnb,
Your bungalow, your cabin.
bungalows, business,
Your ranch.
or only acquiring land, because this is the best time for doing this near Tulum, right? And the project is based in the cannabis concept. We're going to have a cannabis museum. This place is aimed for education. All our amenities are aligned. Like we're going to have temazcales, sweat lodge. We're going to have meditation garden. We're going to have restaurant, lounge bar, a holistic center,
Jungle gym.
a jungle gym, a green
Chickens?
organic store.
Yes.
with
Animals. Toucans.
toucans, sanctuary toucans.
toucans.
So all the amenities are aligned with our concept, and we're going to try to build the most we can with natural fibers, hemp wood, hemp crate, hemp rods, hemp fabrics.
Textiles. Have everything.
Yeah, hemp everything. So this is a business which is legal in Mexico, and we're
Yes.
inviting you to know a little bit more about this project. If you love Tulum, if you like Mexico, if you enjoy all these resorts during your holidays, you can have your proper house in. It is not a resort. This is a residential place, but
This-
with all these amenities.
This is a great concept. Okay, this is a great concept, and Tulum is a fantastic place to do this. I'm very familiar with Tulum real estate. There's a lot of overlap between Scottsdale and people buying properties down in Tulum. Just happen to know a bunch of people who bought down there. So this is actually a great investment and a great concept. I mean, this is fantastic. How long has this been in the works?
And the price is the best.
So for $26,250, what does that get you? That gets you the lot?
8,000 square feet.
And do you guys have projections on the cost to build 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom? How does that work?
We are working with a developer who is doing the models of the houses in the jungle, and he's going to take care of all the agreements need to be done with the construction, with all the services, because this is an eco-friendly development. So we have solar panels, water well, biodigesters, captation of water of the rain. So all
So the price of one small house could be around what,
Approximately like a per
150K?
square foot, or what are they thinking?
Okay, so depending of what the client wants, but
Right.
the estimate is between $400 and $800 per square meter. This
meter.
means 10
Right.
square foot.
10 square foot. Okay.
Yeah. So when you have a
How big
many?
does my house need to be? How many square meters?
in your lot, you can only build on 30% of the lot of your space. You cannot tear down the jungle.
Okay.
So 30% of that, then think about it and build on 30% of the lot.
Okay.
30,000 square feet.
A hemp,
30,000 square feet.
in a hemp house in a hemp residential in Mexico, Tulum. What do you think?
No, it's fantastic. I recently did something in Tulum, which I can't say publicly, but I'm a big believer in Tulum.
Yeah, so the point of the experience is that our clients have the experience what they are going to live actually in the residential. That is the 1-day experience.
So it's $26,250 is the price of one of these lots.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, are they all priced the same? You can just kind of pick your lot.
On first stage,
On first-
there's
Oh,
5
first stage.
stages, so
Okay.
we're starting with the first stage.
Back here.
Yes, that's a pre-sale price right now.
All right, well, this is really cool. And are you guys doing like a down payment type thing too, or?
Yeah,
Yes.
you have the 20% of down payment, and you have 48 to 60 monthly payments. So you can choose 48 or 60, and this is around $400 per month.
What do you think? You want to buy a couple lots and see what happens?
Oh, absolutely.
This is
I
kind of
feel
cool.
like National
It's
Geographic
really
gonna be
cool.
there next year after the first phase.
We'll take you guys to this Tulum experience right after CannabiSalud. So we really appreciate the space.
I think Pure 5 Extracts was going to be are you going to be at CannabiSalud, or are you going to be in Bulgaria?
I'm gonna be in Europe at that time, but I will
Yeah.
follow up.
yeah, bring a representative.
No, this is episode. So how do people get in touch with you guys? Websites, emails?
So yeah, we have both of our personal social medias, which are public. You can find us as Lorena Beltran, Mariana Larrea, and of course each of our events, projects, CannabiSalud. Just type it like that all together: CannabiSalud Mexico and Santuario Umay. I guess it's just easier to go into our profiles on LinkedIn, and we'll have all this information on our personal profiles. But yeah, CannabiSalud, Santuario Umay, Lorena and Mariana.
And what do you think about doing an offer for your audience? If they listen to this and they call us, I will do a 5% discount in the acquire of 2 lots, right?
If they mention MITA, MITA.
MIT, yeah.
MITA-
MITA.
Unshackled.
Oh, that's great. Mention MITA and get a 5% off on your first two lots.
Yes, I think I will definitely be buying a lot. I have some other things going on in the Tulum area, but with the new airport, with the new train, with it being Tulum, with just the real estate values in Tulum growing and growing and growing, it's kind of a no-brainer.
No brainer. This is a great price right now. So
Yeah,
take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not planning on building a house, at this price, the value is going to go up, and you can sell it. I mean, honestly, not
Yeah, that's what people are going to be doing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But right now, it's, building something for Airbnb is also a
Yeah.
great choice.
And the
You
most
know.
important part, this is a break for the industry. From the industry for the industry. This is for us, for our industry, for keep educating.
Yep.
The cannabis
So-
community should live there. Let's go all move to Tulum.
Is that no.
That'll be fun.
Okay? I thought you were like inspired by that idea down there. All right, cool. So I want to spend a lot more time with you guys. This is a brief introduction. What I love is we got to introduce you guys to the world out there. Clearly, you guys are like the Mexico connection. You got CannabiSalud, you got the Tulum experience, and you guys just know the Mexico regulatory world in general,
Yes.
which is your guys' bread and butter business. but you guys got this project.
Definitely.
So this is exactly why we created MITA Unshackled. So I'm really glad that you guys could be here. Any closing thoughts, George?
Absolutely. Let's make that happen.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on MITA Unshackled.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.